Hello again, welcome back to the channel. Glad you could join me. So today I wanted to talk about another book by Umberto Eco. It's called The Name of the Rose. Some people may recognize this as a movie starring Sean Connery and Christian Slater from the 80s. But yeah, it was all based on this book by Umberto Eco. It's set in Italy. Northern Italy to be precise, in 1327. So they have a friar, William of Baskerville, and his assistant Adso of Melk. They arrive at this Benedictine abbey because there's going to be a theological disputation between Pope John the 22nd and the Franciscans over a question of apostolic poverty. And so William of Baskerville, he's a Franciscan friar. He's going there to be part of this convocation. I don't know if convocation is the right term for it, but he's going there to be part of this disputation. And this abbey is seen as neutral ground. Anyway, William arrives there, and there's been a suspicious death. One of the monks in the abbey has died, and the abbot asks William, who was a former inquisitor, to investigate the incident. And through the course of the investigation, a lot of things come to light. There is a love triangle between some of the monks. There is a particular monk who is in charge of the library, and he has some rather interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? Rather interesting views on humor, and how humor is a threat to God's established order. I have never thought that. However, there is an argument to be made that excess levity can profane the sacred. But anyway, there are a number of interesting set pieces, if you will, in this particular book. One of the rather interesting things is that this abbey is famous for its library, and the library is a maze, so that the monks there at the library, if you don't know how to get around in the library, you'll get lost, and you won't be able to find what you're looking for one, but you also may not be able to find your way out. And that's their method for protecting the knowledge that they feel that they are custodians over. In fact, they have a secret room in the library that is mentioned, called the Finis Africae, I believe is how you would pronounce it. Kind of darkest Africa type connotations here, and not in the connotation behind it is that this is kind of the edge of the unknown. It was printed on maps and things because it was one of those terms that meant we don't know what's beyond this. So it is an interesting concept to be in a library for one, and two, to be part of this hidden room in the library. So William, at the behest of the abbot, begins to investigate what was behind the death of this particular monk, and in the search for what was behind the death, several other deaths occur, and we end up also being introduced to the Pope's representative, who arrives later for the. Originally, the whole setup was that William was coming to this particular abbey to debate apostolic poverty with a representative of Pope John the 22nd, and then we have this murder mystery that gets wrapped up. The characters get wrapped up in. I very much enjoyed this. It is an interesting look into kind of the Catholic mindset and the different factions that are part of Catholicism. As I said, we have the Franciscan friars who are in a dispute with the Pope, and then we're at this abbey that prides itself on the library that it keeps, and we have one of the monks who has very extreme views against laughter and humor, and some of these monks that are there at the abbey, they were not necessarily part of the order of the abbey until they came there. They had previously belonged to a group called the Dulcinians, I believe is how you would pronounce it. And they're Benedictines at the abbey, but some of them were pursued a different calling before they came to the abbey, or were part of a different sect. So, as I said, I really enjoyed this. It was interesting to see kind of the twists and turns, and to see this murder mystery put into a historical context. And not only that, but to be set in not just a historical context, but also a religious context. Most of the people in the book have some tie to one or other of a sect of Christianity. And so it's interesting to see the interplay of even though they're all Christians, the differences in their viewpoints, while still, especially for the Benedictines, revering the knowledge that is in their library. As always, I believe that Umberto Eco does a masterful job in his writing and in his characterization, in his plotting. Possibly a little bit too convoluted in some areas, but still a very good read. And the translation was very, very well done. That's it for today. Let me know what you thought of The Name of the Rose if you've read it. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and I look forward to your comments. And as always, enjoy what you're reading.